A sudden whisper, sharp and cold, sliced through the quiet pines. Ranger May was deep within Blackwood National Park, checking perimeter traps. The forest was familiar, her movements practiced and calm. Then she heard it. Her own voice, clear as a bell, called her name from the dense trees ahead. "May, come here." A chill crawled up her spine. Rule number 7 flashed in her mind. If you hear your own voice calling from the trees, do not answer. The voice called again, closer now. May's breath hitched. Her hand tightened on her radio. The safe, known woods had suddenly turned cold and strange. May pushed herself up, a profound ache in her bones. The low hum vibrated from the strange surface beneath her. Around her, shattered mountains floated silently in the endless black. The air tasted of sharp, mineral dust. She opened her mouth to call out, but no sound came. Only a dry click in her throat. Then the whisper returned, clear as a bell. "May." It was her own voice, and it came from the vast, silent emptiness itself. No trees, no woods, just the voice, echoing from the impossible distances. It was a familiar sound in a world utterly unknown. A stark, cold truth settled in her chest. She was alone, with the echo of her own warning, suspended in the silence of everything. May froze, her boots pressing into damp earth. Her own name again, a phantom sound from the trees. The familiar scent of pine needles now held a sharp, metallic edge. Rule 7 was a whisper, colder than the forest air. Her radio felt like a lead weight in her trembling hand. She knew these woods, every twisted root and silent shadow. This voice, clear and wrong, shattered all she knew. It pulled at her, a strange lure. May gripped the radio tighter, a pulse hammering against her palm. She looked into the dense green, the silence growing vast. The safe path forward had vanished. She had to move. May forced a ragged breath, her resolve a fragile thing. She pushed a trembling boot forward, taking one slow step away from the phantom call. Her eyes scanned the familiar pines, desperate for a path she recognized. The heavy scent of damp earth filled her nostrils, grounding her, yet it felt wrong. Ahead, a distinctive old cedar stood, its branches twisting like arthritic arms. May knew that tree. She had passed its scarred trunk just moments ago, on her way in. Now, an identical cedar stood directly beside it, a perfect, impossible twin. A cold shiver traced her spine. The familiar woods seemed to stutter around her, the air growing thick. Her world, once ordered, was fraying at the seams. The known forest was tearing, becoming utterly alien. She gripped her radio until her knuckles turned white, her hope fading to dread. May edged closer to the twin cedars. Her ranger training screamed for a logical answer. She circled the first tree, her fingers tracing its rough, scarred bark. The familiar ridges and moss felt real. Then she turned to its impossible partner. Its bark mirrored the first in every detail. No seam, no trick of light, no clever placement of branches. She pressed her palm flat against the second trunk. It felt cold, solid, and utterly identical. A shiver, not from the chill, ran through her. Her eyes darted between the two colossal forms. No wind stirred the leaves between them. The woods had always been a place of order. Now the forest defied all her understanding. The known world was fracturing around her, becoming a place of impossible things. Her search for truth only deepened the terrifying mystery. May pressed her palm flat against the second trunk. It felt cold, solid, utterly identical. A shiver, not from the chill, ran through her. Her eyes darted between the two colossal forms. No wind stirred the leaves between them. Then a low thrumming began, deep in the earth beneath her boots. The vibration climbed her legs, then settled in her chest. The air between the twin cedars turned impossibly cold. Her breath plumed white, visible in the dim light. The familiar woods seemed to twist and darken around them. This place was no longer safe. It pulsed with an unnatural, terrifying presence. May's mind screamed for an explanation that would not come. The known world was gone. The thrumming intensified. It vibrated through May's bones. She looked up past the dark canopy. A patch of sky above the cedars began to shimmer. Not the air, but the stars themselves pulsed with the low hum. Then, a deeper sound emerged from the earth. It was a vast, slow turning, not a growl. The ground shifted beneath her boots. A deep chasm tore open between the two colossal trees. It glowed with an ancient, cold light. May stumbled back, a gasp trapped in her throat. The familiar forest was gone, replaced by this impossible maw. Dread washed over her. The anomaly was a mouth to something vast and old. A chasm pulsed before May, an open wound in the earth. Its light was not warm, but an inverse cold, drawing her gaze deeper. The hum grew louder, a deep current vibrating through the very air around her. Dust motes danced in the strange glow, swirling upwards, defying gravity. She felt a powerful pull, a gentle but firm tug at her core, impossible to resist. Her boots scraped on the damp earth at the chasm's crumbling edge. The impossible maw seemed to lean forward, hungry and vast. A whisper colder than any winter wind brushed her ear, full of ancient longing. It was not her voice this time, but a chorus of distant, hollow echoes. May gripped her radio, but her fingers felt numb, useless. The familiar scent of pine receded, swallowed by the unearthly glow. She took one stumbling step, then another, toward the shimmering void. The chasm widened further, an overwhelming invitation to the deep unknown. Her will felt thin, stretched against the immense, ancient power. The world tilted violently, and the cold light consumed her. May felt the air tear around her. A crushing pressure seized her body. Her muscles screamed against the void's pull. She clawed at nothing, her fingers useless in the cold light. A sharp, icy pain lanced through her head. Her mind fought to hold on to the familiar scent of pine. But the chasm's power was absolute, ancient. Her will shattered into glittering dust motes. The pressure intensified, squeezing all breath away. Her sight dissolved into shimmering streaks of blue and white. She was no longer May, the ranger of Blackwood. She was a fragment, falling into the deep unknown's maw. Fear melted into a vast, cold emptiness within her core. The world outside became a distant, fading whisper. She surrendered to the overwhelming pull. Then there was only the chasm and a profound silence. May opened her eyes slowly. She lay on a surface that was no longer solid earth. A low, deep vibration hummed beneath her, resonating through her bones. Above, the sky was shattered glass, revealing dark voids and distant, cold stars. The familiar scent of pine was gone, replaced by the sharp, metallic tang of mineral dust. Her hands felt heavy and strange, less her own. The world around her was a mosaic of impossible angles and drifting fragments. What looked like mountains floated silently in a vast, endless expanse. She pushed herself up, a profound ache blooming in her form. This was not Blackwood National Park. This was not even a world she had ever known. A cold, silent emptiness now defined everything. The known world had dissolved into a crystalline, terrifying unknown. She was a small, broken piece in a vast, silent cosmos.